Well, hello there. How are ya? I wanted to make a video today because I wanted to talk about Camp NaNoWriMo. Camp NaNoWriMo is still going on. It's going on to the 30th, and as I've mentioned in another video, this is my first time doing Camp NaNoWriMo. Now, what I didn't realize, and this is because of the fact that I've never participated in Camp NaNoWriMo, is that the choice to work on a project other than a novel and pick a goal other than a word goal is actually new. I don't know if it's brand new this month or it happened last year or something, but it's new. As I mentioned before, I picked poetry because I did not feel like working on a novel, and I found out that April was National Poetry Month. I realized that even though I've been writing poetry all my life, I haven't really been doing a lot. So I said, well, you know what? I'm going to write poetry, and I'm going to try to write a poem every day. Originally, my goal was 300 lines. Now, the reason for that is because I obviously wanted to get my project declared, so it's in the Camp NaNoWriMo system, and they put me in a cabin. And if you don't know what a cabin is, basically they put you in a small group, so there's different groups going on. It's like a mini forum, but it's the same people. And you interact with each other, encourage each other, ask each other questions, stuff like that. So I just wanted to hurry up and get that set up, so I picked 300. Once Camp NaNoWriMo started, and I started writing after a couple days, I realized that 300 was a little low for me. I couldn't, in my mind, I couldn't think what was challenging. I realized that for me, at the rate I was going, 300 words wasn't challenging enough, so I picked 600, and I didn't want to go further than that because then I would start getting stressed out, and there's no reason to get stressed out. It's supposed to be a writer's retreat. So I have finished. I won Camp NaNoWriMo on the 20th, which is the earliest that you can win any NaNoWriMo event. And I'm obviously still writing poems, and my goal was to write a poem every day. I'm already at 30 poems, even though it's only the 22nd, and I haven't even written anything today. And I'm pretty proud of myself, the fact that I made myself write a poem every day. My longest poem is 40 lines. My shortest poem is 3 lines because I believe the 16th or the 17th, I think, was National Haiku Day, so that's 3 lines. I wrote another poem that day, but I did the 3 lines. Most of my poems are between like 16 and 20 lines, and some of them are unfinished because I'd start writing and I kind of couldn't get anything else out, so I said I'm gonna leave it. So, and some of these poems I really, really like, and I'm probably gonna go back to, but I am really proud of myself. I call myself a writer. I've been writing all my life, and I never do anything. The last time I seriously worked on anything was NaNoWriMo in November. I've been to some writers' workshops since then, but it's not like I went home after the workshop and started writing. I would just go home and watch cat videos. So it's been a long time since I actually sat down, and it's really been very encouraging. I was very surprised that I was able to write as well as I did. As far as Camp NaNoWriMo is concerned, I would recommend it to anybody because of the fact that you can not only pick your project, but pick your goal. It's not like NaNoWriMo where you're writing a novel, the goal is 50,000 words. So your choices in project for Camp NaNoWriMo, the traditional novel, but you can also work on revision. So if you already have something you've written, you can choose revision as your project. You can choose nonfiction as your project. You can choose poetry, which is what I chose. You could choose to write a script. You can choose short stories. I might be missing a few. And as far as your goal, you can pick the traditional word count, and unlike NaNoWriMo, you can pick how many words, but you can also choose your goal in lines, which is I did. I thought picking lines fit better for poetry than words. You can also choose your goal in pages, which might be better for someone who is writing a script or someone who's writing maybe an essay or something. You can also choose to have a goal in minutes or in hours, which might be better for someone doing a revision. How many hours did you work on your project? So I would recommend it if you have tried NaNoWriMo and you find it too daunting, or maybe you're not a novel person, or maybe you know that you don't have time. You're not going to get 50,000 words, but you still want to work on writing. I would go for Camp NaNoWriMo in April and July. If you know you can't do 50,000 words because you just don't have that kind of time, go for 10,000. The other thing I like about it is your project and your goal isn't etched in stone until like the middle of the month. So you can change if you decide that you don't, you want to change the type of project, or you want to raise your goal, or if you realize your goal is too ambitious and you want to lower it, you have, and it's not going to be locked until maybe the 20th, but it might be before the 20th. That's another thing I like. The only thing I would change, and this isn't even a big deal, I would change the way I did the cabins, because with the cabins, which I explained was like a little forum group, you have a choice to just have the system randomly throw you in any cabin, which is what I did. Or you can opt to be put in a cabin where people have similar projects as you. So if you're doing a poetry, maybe you'd be put into a group that has more people doing poetry. Or you can do a private cabin where you have to send invites to your friends and you'll all be in a cabin together. Or you can opt out of cabins if you just don't want to do it. And if I could change it, I probably would have chosen to be put in a cabin with people who have similar projects, because I am the only person in my cabin that is doing poetry. Everybody else is doing novels or nonfiction, and they have these gigantic word goals, and I'm the one little person that has a line goal. And it isn't a problem, because I still interacted, I was still encouraging, and everybody in the cabin's been cool, but I think it would have been a little bit better if I was in a cabin with more people doing poetry. But like I said, this wasn't a big deal. I think I've rambled enough. Of course, I'm still reading, and this reading month was a lot better than last month. Last month was just, oh gosh, I just got hit with a bunch of goobers. And it's been a lot better. And there's a couple books I do want to talk about, and I will get to that, but I wanted to talk about Camp NaNoWriMo first, since I won. Congratulations to me. And so, to anybody that watches this and you've completed your goals at the camp, congratulations. If you haven't, just keep going. You'll get there. And for everyone else, thank you for watching this video, and happy reading and happy writing, and I hope you have a great day and a great week. Bye.